Millions of surgeries happen safely every single year, and we just kind of trust that the tools being used are perfectly clean. But have you ever stopped to wonder how that actually happens? What's going on behind the scenes to make sure every scalpel, every forceps is totally sterile? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and explore the hidden world that is the absolute backbone of modern surgery.
So, just think about it for a second. The surgeon makes that final stitch, puts down the scalpel, and then what? What happens to all those intricate tools? I can promise you, they don't just get a quick rinse under the tap. No, their journey is really just getting started.
And this is where it goes. Every single instrument enters this dedicated, highly controlled environment, a hidden world, really, deep inside the hospital. And it's here that it gets meticulously reprocessed to be made perfectly safe for the very next patient. This hidden world actually has a name. It's the Central Sterile Services Department, or the CSSD. You can think of it as the hospital's hidden engine. It's a place most patients, and honestly even a lot of hospital staff, never even see, but it is absolutely vital.
And just to put this into perspective, think about the scale we're talking about here. The World Health Organization estimates that over 312 million major surgeries happen every single year across the globe. That is a staggering number, and every one of them relies on the flawless work of the CSSD. The stakes? Well, they couldn't be any higher.
So, what exactly is the CSSD? It's basically the central command for every reusable medical device in the entire hospital. Their one and only job is to take contaminated instruments and put them through this incredibly rigorous multi-step process to make them completely sterile. This is what prevents the spread of infection and ensures every single procedure is safe. All right, let's follow an instrument on its journey. It all starts the second it leaves the operating room, covered in what the pros call bioburden. Blood, tissue, all that stuff. It's now on its way to the very first, and you could argue, the most critical stage of the whole process. And this whole department, this whole operation, is built around one simple, unbreakable rule, a strict one-way workflow. Contaminated items come in on the dirty side, and they never, ever, ever cross back once they've been cleaned. This physical separation is absolutely fundamental to preventing any kind of cross-contamination. Okay. And if you take away only one thing from this, let it be this. You cannot sterilize something that isn't clean. It's impossible. If even a tiny bit of soil, organic or not, is left on an instrument, the sterilization process, no matter how advanced it is going to fail. Cleaning is everything. It's the foundation the whole process is built on. And when I say meticulous, I mean it. For a lot of the really delicate instruments, it's all done by hand using a 3-sink method. First, they get a pre-soak in this special enzymatic solution that starts breaking down all the biological gunk. Then, step 2, they get a thorough manual scrub down with special brushes in a detergent solution. And finally, a rinse with treated water to get everything off. It's a very hands-on, detail-oriented job. All right, so once an instrument is sparkling clean, it crosses this invisible barrier into the prep and pack area. It's here that it's prepared for its final test. What you might call the sterilization gauntlet. And this stage, it is all about precision. Every single instrument is inspected under a magnifier to make sure there's no soil left, no damage. They get reassembled, organized into these specific surgical trays for different procedures, and then wrapped in this special material. You can think of it like a high-tech gift wrap. It lets the sterilizing agent get in, but once it's out, it forms a perfect barrier against any microbes. They even place a little chemical indicator inside, kind of like a tiny secret agent, to prove that the process actually worked. Now for the main event, sterilization. This is the process that kills everything, rendering an object completely free of all living microorganisms. And the technology to get this done, wow, has it come a long, long way. I mean, for centuries, the best we had was basically boiling water or fire. Then, in the 1860s, a guy named Joseph Lister pioneered chemical disinfection. But the real game changer was the autoclave, invented in 1879. It uses high-pressure steam, and it is still the gold standard for anything that can handle the heat. Of course, as medical devices got more complex, with plastics and electronics, we had to invent new low-temperature methods, like ethylene oxide gas and, more recently, even radiation.
So, all this emphasis on cleaning, how do we know it's that critical? Well, a really important study published in a major infection control journal decided to put it to the test. They basically set up an experiment where they challenged different sterilization methods with instruments that were intentionally not perfectly clean. They still had salt and serum on them to simulate leftover blood.
And that's the million-dollar question, right? If just a tiny, invisible amount of biological stuff is left behind, can these powerful, modern sterilizers just power through it? The answers they found were, well, they were pretty dramatic. So here's the science of what's actually happening. When leftover blood, which has salt and serum in it, dries on an instrument, it can form these microscopic crystals. And these crystals, they act like tiny little shields, physically blocking the sterilizing agent from ever reaching the microbes that are hiding underneath.
Okay, and check this out, because the data is it's striking. When they challenged high-pressure steam, it was unstoppable. A 0% failure rate. It just powered right through the contamination. But look at the low-temperature gas methods. Vaporized hydrogen peroxide, or VHP, had a shocking 76.3% failure rate. Those little crystalline shields were just too strong for it to overcome.
So what does all this prove? It proves that crucial point we talked about earlier. Meticulous cleaning isn't just some preliminary step. It is the key that unlocks successful sterilization. Without it, the whole system can fall apart, and patient safety is put at risk. So, when everything goes right, when that meticulous cleaning is followed by a validated sterilization process, our instrument is finally at the end of its journey, and it's ready to go back to work. And this brings us right back to the beginning, full circle. After sterilization, the packaged instrument is moved to a sterile storage area. It just waits there, totally protected until it's called up for the next surgery, where it will begin this entire vital journey all over again. So the next time you hear about a successful surgery, or you're watching a medical drama on TV, take a second to remember the unsung heroes down in the CSSD. Their meticulous, invisible work is the very backbone of patient safety. It's the hidden engine that makes all of modern medicine possible.
You know, this invisible process, it runs perfectly, thousands upon thousands of times a day in every single hospital, just to keep patients safe. It kind of makes you wonder, what other vital, complex systems are out there, hiding in plain sight that we all depend on every day?